Hey everyone, welcome back to another 5 facts that I am sure none of you asked for, but today we'll be talking about the lore of the heavy weapons guy. So before we start this, I will say the sources that I used, and I used Team Fortress 2 official comics, Team Fortress 2 official animations, and Poker Night at the Inventory. The reason I'm not covering in-game quotes and cosmetics is because they don't always resemble the lore of the heavy. Now, with all that said, I won't be covering the generic stuff that most people already know, like how the heavy is actually very intelligent, or the fact that people think he's stupid because he does not speak great English, whereas he does speak fluent Russian. Actually, I did lie. I'm going to say a little fact that some of you guys might have known, some of you might not have, but besides the fact that he has a PhD in Russian literature, his favorite novel is Tsar Hunger by Leonid Idreev. I'm really sorry if I horribly butchered that name. The Heavy deems this book as a classic, even though it was written in the 1970s, talking about a specific ruler of the Russian land. So with all the formalities out of the way, let's delve into this exciting world of useless trivia about a fictional character that you will never meet in real life. Let's go. So right off the bat, there's something that is technically not lore, but I thought it was a neat little reference nonetheless. This is that the Heavy and the rest of the team are widely known in the Left 4 Dead universe, with icons such as Heavy Gulp and Pyro's Hamburgers. There's also a Heavy statue on Lewis's desk, which can be seen in the Sacrifice comic. Lewis is apparently a big video game fan too, with playing such titles as Counter-Strike, Half-Life, and of course TF2. This is kind of getting a little off track, so to make up for this, I have a bonus fact here. Heavy is super into redheads. He will always say Sasha is his one true love when asked about this, but we all know if a pretty redhead walks in the room, he's got his eyes somewhere other than Sasha. Did you know that the Heavy has a name for all his miniguns? Well, you probably all knew that. But did you know that he has a name for his cancelled minigun? Originally the Heavy had a minigun that healed him in battle, named Ludmilla. Now, for anyone who's been trying to think of ways to spice Heavy up, you'll find this pretty funny, but this minigun was removed, and I quote, "It would diminish Heavy's dependency on a medic." For those of you that don't know this, but the main problem people have with Heavy is that he's too dependent on his team, or more specifically, a medic, which I just kind of found as ironic. They wanted to make him dependent on the medic, and now everyone dislikes the Heavy because of it. Oh, that's... whew. Here's something interesting that seems like a surprise. That is that the Heavy does not enjoy alcoholic beverages. Well, anything with bubbles for that matter. Wait, does that mean he doesn't like soda? He claims that bubbly drinks give him headaches. Well, I guess that's a fair point. If you drink something with bubbles and you get headaches from it, you probably don't want to drink it. However, if he does have to drink something alcoholic, he'd drink a peach Bellini. But I will say, Heavy is not perfect. He gambles a lot. People often speculate that he gets all his money due to his gambling habits, which it is fairly understandable as it seems like Heavy is pretty rich. Just listen to this line.
It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds.
It might just be me, but it seems like you need to have some serious green if you're able to use that minigun willy-nilly. Now the one thing I find astounding that no one has really mentioned in other Heavy lore videos, did you know that the Heavy is actually one of the kindest mercs there is? Of course he does seem mean, being a giant Russian man who murders people for a living, but the Heavy is one of the nicest guys there is. This is evident from one of the casual conversations the Heavy has in Poker Night at the Inventory, where he goes on to describe how he went to an assassin camp as a young child. In this camp, a kid with throwing knives severely wounded a sparrow. The child Heavy held the sparrow in his hands until it died, to which he held a funeral for it after. But if that's not enough, because that was him as a kid, most kids are nice anyway. Well, from the TF2 comics, we can see here that the Heavy gets gravely upset when a child comes to his door wanting to trick or treat. So much so that he calls the kid presumptuous, lazy, fat, to which the kid starts crying before he can finish this insult. As soon as this child starts crying, the Heavy says he didn't mean to make him cry, and that he himself does not like being called fat. He also gives the kid $7,000 as a gift. Man, can I cry for $7,000? Now, if all of that is not good enough, let's talk about what the Heavy uses most of his money for. As mentioned earlier, he does murder people for a living, so he is getting paid somehow. Well, in Russia, Heavy owns a large log cabin, which he houses his 3 sisters and his mother in. He provides money and safety to his family, which he is too busy working to ever see. Now, if that isn't enough to convince you that the Heavy is a nice guy, I don't know what will. But to me, that seems like he is a crazy nice guy. Alright, so buckle down, this might take a little bit of time. I got facts spewing out at me, so rather than making a number higher than 5, let's do a bonus round. So this bonus round, I'm going to list off all of my remaining facts about the Heavy's lore and trivia. Allegedly, Heavy lives in the Red Barracks, to which there's a foosball table in there. Heavy likes to listen to Huey Lewis and the news on his Walkman while it's in battle. He says it keeps his spirits up. Along with cleaning Sasha, Heavy likes to spend his free time collecting old coins. Unlike most people though, he does not save these coins, but rather melts them down and turns them into custom bullets for his minigun. His favorite movies are The Dirty Dozen and the first 20 minutes of Rocky IV. Fun little tidbit about Rocky IV is the main antagonist is a Russian boxer named Ivan Drago. Now this next fact is a lot of a change. The most depressing little tidbit I could find about the Heavy is that he insists that there is no respawn system. He believes that it is a series of nightmares until he is victorious, which may be just me, but that must be horrifying. Dying after dying after dying after dying, not realizing that that is actual life that you're dying in. Only to wake up and continue on your day as if you never died. Ever. So that is all the unknown lore and trivia I could find that hasn't been said too much throughout the internet. Tell me what you think about this in the comments below. As always, have a swell day, and peace out.